Good afternoon. My name is Reggie Stevens. I am a student at the University of Phoenix since 2010 in pursuit of my doctoral degree in education. I am currently in Doc 723, and this is my elevator pitch. One of the quotes that I live by is, never let education get in the way of learning. That was by Mark Twain. And my personal quote is, I would rather invest in a child's education rather than a stock market. There's a greater return on human life. And then one that I tell my students every day as I serve as a dean and vice principal at my school in Compton, California, is I will always give up my today for a child's tomorrow. 1978, 13 years old, my first field trip from Detroit, Michigan, over the Ambassador Bridge to Ontario, Ontario, Canada. You can see how excited I am. Casa Loma. Casa Loma was one of the first field trips, and till this day, it feels like that yesterday I went to that field trip. I remember so many aspects about that field trip. I remember the Mountie. I remember the dungeon. I remember the different rooms and the different coordinations of the room and the furniture and things I ever set up. And this catapulted my thoughts and my thinking in education. And I knew that field trips were important to students because it was very important to me. 1979, the Henry Ford Museum. Coming out of Detroit, there's no way you can either get by Hitsville or Henry Ford Museum. I went to Henry Ford Museum and I had an opportunity to watch manufacturing at its best. Watch how Henry Ford took the Model T Ford car and developed it into what we have now, which is $1 trillion business, thanks to Henry Ford. My research, of course, is on field trips. The topic is how field trips impact the learning and creativity and empathy for poverty-stricken inner-city students. The problem in the research, in most inner-city communities, students are impoverished and they have lack of the following: real-world experience, empathy for history, and lack of creativity. Why the problem is interesting for the field. In the past, our nation has been faced with major problems and has looked to our educational system for answers and for help. But today we face a new giant. We face diversity, we face technology, and we face drugs. And these things have taken the front seat to our nation and to our education problem, and has put field trips on the back seat. But I want to expose field trips again and show how important field trips are to just the average student and how much you can learn from a field trip. Why the study needs to be done. The study needs to be done to present the benefits of educational supported field trips, to present real world experiences, to present social and emotional growth, and also academic impact. The method and design used to solve this problem will be mixed methodology, quantitative and qualitative, along with active action research. You see, I'm very excited about this. The primary skill I have developed in this research is surveying, interviewing, and a unique style of interviewing, which I will use in my research, which will be email, Skype, and FaceTiming, along with questionnaires and surveys. The secondary skills from conducting this research will be accepting criticism, relying on important feedback, time management skills, critical thinking skills, listening skills, problem-solving skills, decision-making skills, and finally, group development skills. You see, when you really look back at it, and when I look back at it, field trips really did make an impact on my life. Because look where I'm at right now. I'm in education. And that was educating when I went to the Casa Loma. I had 20 years and plus of security management. Seeing those Mounties at the Castle Lama did something to my heart. I knew that I wanted to be a person of protection and a person of education. This is my elevator speech and pitch. Thank you. Once again, my name is Reggie Stevens, University of Phoenix, doctoral candidate.